Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and I have been on a journey. Today we're going to see some replays, but let me tell you what just happened. My shift key was sticky, so I pulled it off and did some fiddling around. Decided to clean out my keyboard, so that turned into me cleaning out the vacuum cleaner. And I had to take it all apart and pull off the hose and declog it in the traditional style. And now, well, let's get to the replay. What's going on here? Well, I have a question for you. Here's Sheridan. Do you think he is your typical XM1 player, or is he someone with some good sense and experience in the game? And I will let this replay determine your judgment in that matter. Okay, let's take a look. So he's been following an ally, which is a good sign of an experienced player at this tier. And as the Soviet pulls around the corner, T-64B, I believe, or is it an A? Yeah, I think that's actually an A, because it has the flat side skirts. Wait, no, that would make it a B. Never mind. And now it's an RIP. So he's been taken down. And it looks like Sheridan is using the correct strategy here. Instead of following his ally out to certain doom, he's concealing himself and waiting for the enemy to reveal himself. So he's sort of stuck in this position because enemies are going to be pushing up behind him off to the left from this camera angle, and they're going to be pushing forward to the right. So it's a good call for him to camp in this position. And he sent me this replay labeling it Abrams Sneak 100. So this is a pretty sneaky spot. As you see, the Abrams has become a dock and ready to service any vessels that come within his range. And I imagine the driver would be getting a bit chilly in this Arctic water at this point. But, sorry, I have a little bit of dust in my lungs. But Sheridan has become one with the water. And what a sneaky spot. Even the contours, the sharp angles of the Abrams turret are somewhat concealed by his cover, and he takes down his first victim. A nice shot going through the gunner and driver. The second one finishing him off. Very good shot through the snow. But not quite through the dirt itself and into the enemy vehicle. So already one down, and good luck, destruction in his barrel. What a sneaky spot. You can see that he's below ground level when it comes to that ice shelf, and he's just in his little niche there. I wonder what would have happened if he spent the whole match there. I'm sure someone would have followed their kill cam to find him. But look at that spot. You can see from range, it's nearly impossible to distinguish him from the craggy rocks that are his backdrop. What a nice little spot. Imagine if he had winter camo on to compound that issue. Excuse me there, but we're going to focus on this Leo. Looks like an A1. Or, no, that's the 2K with its angular hull and extra armor on the sides of the turret. That's right. So a Leo 2K, being the top tier predator that he knows he is, advancing, flanking at high speed, just like you want to do in the 2K, and so many other top tier vehicles. And can you see where Sheridan's hiding? Look at what a sneaky spot that is. So clever. And the 2K continues to push, and now you can just start to see Sheridan's vantage point. He's gonna blip out of existence for a second as the 3D culling ceases to render his vehicle, being outside of Sheridan's view range. And just about there we go. And he pops back into his existence, starting to crest that hill. Oh, he's bumped into something, and Sheridan takes him down with one nicely placed shot. Well done. I would say that my judgment is Sheridan is not your typical XM1 driver, even if he did get caught on some scenery earlier in the match. It was actually Onward to another replay, this one sent in by Livid Gamer, and it fairly well speaks for itself. He's just been strafed by an enemy aircraft. He is in the Martyr. This is his second or third spawn, I believe. And here he is, targeting the enemy aircraft. You know what's about to happen. As it comes in, go into the scope mode. He's going to only have one shot for this, and it very much can punch through his armor. And a nice takedown of that enemy aircraft. Nicely done. Next up, we have my buddy Tyfighters, who's escaped from the dungeon to star in this next replay. It's the JU-88. And, you know, the last thing you would expect out of a medium/frontline bomber like the JU-88 is for someone to go, yeah, you know what is a good idea, yeah? Perhaps we put the guns on it and then we target the aircraft, yeah? But you know what? Those crazy Germans, they came up with everything. I'm sure this was more of a ground strike modification, but if you put something exotic and strange and weird and derpy into the hands of Tyfighters, he's very much going to use it as not intended by its engineers, and that is his first kill. He's going to pick up 3 in this match, so enjoy that. And while we watch Tyfighters, let's just chat a while, you and me. So I hope you guys, who are from America, enjoyed the 4th of July. I had a great time. Tank Baby was out there with the fireworks, and it was her first real fireworks of her life. And she was more interested in the grass of the front lawn most of the time, because she loves being outside. But I did get to have her hold a sparkler a little bit, and I think she enjoyed herself. She had a good time, especially since she was able to stay up way later than her normal bedtime. And then after that, after we put her to bed, Tank Mom and I had a little date out there lighting off the rest of the fireworks. And both of my girls get grumpy when they're tired, by the way. And Tank Mom is always tired. So, that's me. I've been enjoying the Steam Summer Sale. And there's some good deals out there, so feel free to take a look. Also, Humble Bundle is just as awesome as it always has been. I picked up Hearts of Iron 4 for $12, and it comes with several other games, including Portal Knights, which I know is a fun one. You may see that one on the channel. And speaking of games you may see on the channel, I also picked up Shadow of Mordor during the Steam Summer Sale. And I bought it, and then I realized that I already owned it. So I ended up giving it away to one of you lucky fellows. And so my stupidity pays off for you guys. You just gotta be on the Discord when I do something dumb, and I'll have extra Steam keys. Let's see, what else do I have? Black Wake, I just picked up. But having said all of these things, I've been having absolutely the most fun. Sheridan popping his landing gear here to turn faster. What an absolute boss. And another enemy plane goes down. Picking up a lot of flak, but not really taking any significant damage from it. Gee, that'd be nice, says my Grizzly, where if there's flak in the... I swear, any hit on the Grizzly from flak always yellows every single thing inside the plane. And I think it's a bug, because it's everything, every time. It's never just like one wing module, it's all the fuel tanks, it's all of the crew, and it's both of the engines. And that's the big thing, is that it yellows both of the engines, and then they slowly die over the course of the match. But I'm totally off the topic. You guys just enjoy Sheridan, and I'll get back to... Wait, what was I talking about? I have had, like, no free time in these past few days, and it's so nice to just get a chance to catch up with you guys and hang out for a little bit. So sorry if this one drags on a bit, but it's just so dang good to see you guys. I've been having a total blast hosting replays, and Sheridan's still here in the flak. My goodness, is this the War Thunder forums? There's so much flak coming up. But no, if it was the forums, it would be quickly suppressed. But maybe Reddit. Where were we? It's great to get back into hosting replays. That, I feel, is just the heart of this channel, is connecting with you guys. Even though secretly this channel is just my excuse to post videos of the tank baby and have them be up forever, because I know that one day I will be no more, and my remaining family. What are you doing, bud? Let's go to another replay. So this is let's see, who is this? Hold on. This is pretzeldarter, the pretzel, as you've seen before on the channel, and he just made his first mistake and possibly his last, which was to what would we call this, zoom climb for a P-47 that had more energy than him, and one lucky hit into that solo fuel tank of the Focke-Wulf. And look at that, as windshield damage appears from the fire damage on his plane, and look at just everything inside his vehicle being burned out, and at the last moment the fire goes out. So now we get to experience what comes after that. Can you believe the amount of damage that he was able to survive there with that fire? It's not every day that you're able to survive a hit like that, and of course his plane is limping at this point, but there's so many times that you see someone posting a video, even I usually post videos where I get lots of kills and manage to make a whole bunch of stuff happen, but how awesome does it feel to survive heavy damage like that fire, and just know that RNGesus was with you today, and that self-sealing fuel tank actually comes through for you. Well, I can tell you that it's a great experience, and I love to share with you guys those moments. Celebrate with the pretzel, ye lads and ladies, and look at the beauty of the sky of War Thunder. To get back to what I've been doing, I've been having lots of fun in naval battles. I think that is the most exciting and dynamic game mode that's come to War Thunder in quite some time. Now that people are unlocking destroyers and spamming them out, there are some clear balance issues, perhaps, but that's maybe too strong a word. There's a dynamic to the game that really has to be taken into consideration. And I think that as long as the spawn cost for larger vessels is significantly smaller than the spawn cost for smaller ships, there will be no problem. Now, moving on to another replay. Here's someone who's new to the channel, and now don't be harsh on this guy. We're speeding through to get to the action here, but he's new to the channel, and he's clearly one of the newer players of the game, and I can tell you that I played just like this guy until, I was hundreds of hours into the game. And first thought, let's flank in our heavy tank. Shh, don't make him feel bad, right? Everybody tries this at some point. But if I can give some advice here, you do well in this match. It's a good match for you. One thing that I would consider is AP is good, but in the Sherman Jumbo, the AP HE round is almost as good at penetration, and it does a ton more post-pen damage even after the AP buff, so I would consider running AP HE as your standard round and then carrying some HVAP, as I see you're carrying, and then possibly not carrying any solid shot AP. It really just doesn't have a performance edge over, as you can see, it's just not doing the post-pen damage on that martyr. You probably would have been able to 1 or 2 shot that guy with the APHE, and that's a very satisfying feeling. Somewhat suspect there. The gun shield on the martyr actually absorbed those 50 cal rounds, and I've noticed that 50 cals drop off in penetration rather sharply at range. I still would have expected that to punch through, but maybe that is a little bit thicker of a gun shield on the martyr than I thought it was. I'll have to check that in armor view. And now, moving forward into the town, he's not going to try and spawn camp the enemy. He was just flanking here. I would generally push straight forward with the Sherman Jumbo in a city fight like this. It's really good at the closer ranges. He is pulling off some decent shots against that. What is that called? It's that derpy 150 millimeter howitzer bearing German thing. And now it's dead. In that case, the solid shot did fairly well, and I did experiment. I tried out solid shot with the Jumbo 75, and it's decent, but I still prefer AP-AG. I gave it a good try after the AP buff just to see if anything would change, because you do want as much firepower out of the Jumbo as you can get, because that short 75 is not the most powerful gun at this battle rating. In fact, it's quite underpowered at this tier, but post-pen with the AP-AG is quite good. And here, another place where he shot in just the right spot, but because he's using AP, he wasn't able to one-shot that Panzer IV, and that can be an issue. Now, he got a perfect shot on that Sherman Jumbo, but for some reason, and I really can't tell you why, it did not punch through the machine gun port, even though it's modeled as, I believe, a flat, like a 60-some millimeters of armor, something like that. Easily something that AP round should have been able to punch through, but que sera. Sometimes when you aim a shot perfectly, it doesn't go exactly where you wanted it to, and now he's in a tough spot. He would have his side face to that Jumbo, so he does the right thing here and advances, putting the Jumbo in his direct rear, which exposes the engine to the enemy, but he can't punch through the side to get to those vital components. Now, an ally M24 like a boss comes in and sacrifices himself so that our player here, and I can't remember quite what his name was, and the text is just so small, but welcome to the channel! But he tries a side shot on the Jumbo, definitely not going to work. That turret armor is way too thick, and now he's aiming for the track, then he goes for the cannon barrel. Maybe he watched How to Kill the Jumbo on War Thunder's channel, but really, what you want to do is, even at this angle, if you aim for the space just above the tracks, but below the upper hull armor, you can punch through that side armor and take out the crew thus-wise, even at that angle. But he did have some trouble there. Didn't quite know exactly where to shoot him, so hopefully that can help out for next time. Again, this is a new player, and as I said before, I often feature replays on this channel where very experienced players are doing some very awesome things, and it's nice to be able to show some other stuff. So welcome to the channel, my friend. Hope to see more from you in the future. That was a good match, and it looks like you're having a great time in the Jumbo, as you should. Great premium plane to have. Now, premium vehicle. Now, speaking of a premium plane, the P-38K. I've been having a ton of fun in this aircraft, as you know already, and this is a sign that things are winding down on the video today, as I show you some of my replays. And now it's just a moment for us to chat and sort of rehash the good old days, the old times. I have been so busy. I talked in a live stream, yesterday, day before, something like that, about how I was going to go do some manual labor. Well, let me tell you, I was moving retaining wall stones and stacking them to build a retaining wall, and if you haven't done that before, they're around 60 pounds, so I don't know, somewhere in the area of like 28 kilos. Not lightweight by any means. No, it'd be more than 28, wouldn't it? It'd be like, what, 35 kilos? Oh, I don't know. I don't do the math. I don't use metric. We won the war. But here we are in the P-38K, and this is it's just a beautiful plane. And it's at a great battle rating for experienced prop heads. I really have enjoyed flying this aircraft, and as I said before, I don't get the kind of results that I get when I SEAL Club in a low rank BF-109 or something, but this is just a pleasure to fly. And with the cannon buff and 50 cal nerf, they definitely did get toned down a bit with this patch. Your cannon does some serious damage, and we just pulled some fancy maneuvers on an enemy doe arrow, and here we are still at reasonably high altitude, and he's gone down, and with his low climb rate he shan't be bothering us anymore. So we'll call that a maneuver victory for our first victory of the match. And I say that because it's kind of hard to get kills at this battle rating, so I'll take whatever I can get. Sometimes just surviving is its own reward. And that brings me back nicely to current events. Everything in my body hurts. I feel old. I haven't been working out at all, and I went and I did some manual labor for a while and moved those big heavy rocks, and I was working for my aunt, actually, my dad's sister, and she was impressed with my ability between myself and my little brother to get things done. And so that's always nice, you know, when you got a little woman there watching what you're doing and being impressed by your muscles, then it makes things a little bit easier when for the next 3 days everything hurts. And I did get paid a little bit of money for that as well, so that was good. I say a little bit, she was generous, it was good stuff. More premium vehicles coming soon. No, I have to pay for nice things for my wife. So I hear the tank baby calling to me. I'll have to wrap this up at some point, but I've been having a great time in the game. I've been playing actually more Earth Defense Force 4.1 lately than I have been War Thunder, and that's a game that will help you with your aiming. My goodness, there's so many different weapons and plenty of targets to shoot at, some of them moving at high speeds, and it's a really fun, I would call it an arcade style third person shoot 'em up. Earth Defense Force, saving the world from giant monsters, giant bugs as it were for the most part, and alien machines. So I've talked about it before. Great game. I've just been having a ton of fun with it, and it's really relaxing. It's a good game to chill to, which War Thunder is not something I would recommend. Most of the game modes are not relaxing, they're exciting. Or potentially somewhat frustrating, you might say, as we manage our energy and our flaps and our speed here as we begin the dogfight with this BF-109. Here is the reason that I've called upon you today with this replay. Here we are stalling out these two enemy 109s, and we do have an ally here supporting us, and we'll soon separate ourselves from the pack and carry on with the operation. But look at just the way that this thing moves through the sky. It's very pleasing. The way that you can use your flaps, and you can fight at high altitude or at lower altitudes, but you always want to have lots of energy, and you commonly end up energy fighting BF-109Gs, which is thrilling to say the least. Oh, Zwilling! Yeah! The Zwilling could prove troublesome for this aircraft. But, yeah, that's about it. I've been having a blast. I've been super busy. I've been doing some work on the side, and it's summertime, so that means that I'm going to be doing more things like mowing lawns for money and getting out of the house. And I've been spending a lot of time with the tank baby. Yesterday, Mommy and Daddy and Tank Baby all got to spend the day together, and the two of us adults were just totally wiped out from our work over the week, and Guppy had plenty of energy, but that girl's so cute. Like, in the morning, I'll rescue her from the crib because she makes abandoned baby noises until I wake up and pick her up, And then she's never like mad at me. She's just like, "You've been an hour getting out of bed. Pick me up, I love you." It's so precious. So I pick her up, and she tells me what a good daddy I am. And she starts saying, "Ba ba, ba ba." So we go to the kitchen, or we go to the bathroom where I have the clean bottles, because I clean them out there in the bathroom right away after she uses one. It's a lot closer than the kitchen. I don't have to walk over so many obstacles. And look at just the beauty of this plane as I pull a stall maneuver here and full on with the flaps and then come down. I love the way this thing flies. So it's powerful, it's elegant, it's dynamic. You have to use all of your keyboard controls. So we grab a bottle for the tank baby, and she always loves to grab the bottom part of the bottle and the top part because they screw together, and she puts them together, but she doesn't know how to actually screw them together yet. She hasn't figured that out yet. So she holds them while I carry her to the kitchen, and then I pour some milk in there straight out of the fridge and pop it in the microwave for 1 minute, where it's not going to be too warm, but definitely more comfortable than cold fridge milk. And here we are in a rolling scissors. You've seen this before as we roll over the top with full flaps to engage with this enemy here. What an awesome dogfight. Really satisfying. And this looks awfully familiar to something I've shown you before, but I don't care. It was just so fun. And here we are, stall fighting with that Teutonic terror as we attempt to avoid his guns and slot in on his tail using the flaps, using the full extent of throttle control, using the rudder, all those things. And now as he dives to try and get away, we know that we have him. So, where was I? Oh! That satisfying explosion. So, morning routine with the tank baby. Bottle's done in the microwave. I've put the milk away already. I have the tank baby firmly attached to my chest, and we get the bottle. I shake it up to where there's no parts that are too hot. It's all nicely warm and toasty. I turn on the TV and we watch some YouTube together. I lay down on the couch and I sit her in my side, and I used to have to rotate her around to where her head is sort of in my armpit, so she's sitting up enough to take the bottle comfortably. But now, as soon as I lay down, she spins herself around and throws her head into my shoulder because she knows the routine now and she loves it. And so she sits back and she slurps down this warm milk. She goes after that bottle aggressively, and she makes happy little grunts while she's drinking, and we watch memes together in the morning. It's precious time. She's a big fan of GIFs with sound compilations because they're like 4 or 5 seconds of slapstick usually and some fun music for her to wiggle to. So she enjoys that stuff. Some of those GIFs with sound are a little bit
Hope you don't fight like one.
exploitative, I would say. but for the most part, they're decent. Anyway, here we are continuing this match, just picking up on some lucky head-on engagements as we move back toward base. We're running a little bit low on ammunition, and that kind of reminds me that our time is running a little bit low today. There's so many more things I want to show you guys. I've had a great time, and this channel has been nothing but just me enjoying sharing my life with you guys. I love engaging with you guys on the Discord. There's going to be a link in the description for the Discord, and if you're new to the channel, by all means come join us there, and if you haven't joined us, by all means come join us there. It's a great place. There's some really good people on there. We got Fluffy, we got Pretzel, we got Tyfighters, we got all kinds of awesome folks on the Discord. We got someone who decided to call himself Raptor Jesus, but because I am a youth pastor, I decided to rename him to the False Prophet, because I'm just a huge fan of end times prophecy, and I love teaching it, and I also love referencing it on the Discord. So maybe we can get some more revelation up in there in the future. So yeah, welcome to the channel, lads and ladies. Picking up a few ground targets as we make our way back to base, and it's always nice when you can get a kill on the light pillbox with the 50 cals. I've noticed that in some matches they take like 2,000 rounds to take down, and other times they're like 200. So, you know, I got no words. I got no explanation for that. But I've rambled on quite a bit here, guys. It's been great connecting with you. I look forward to making more videos. Come into the Discord, leave your replays there. You can just drag and drop your wrpl file into the chat or whatever. Lots of good little areas for you to check out. There's Fluffy's Air Show. There's Der Deutsches Tankmuseum, or Der Deutsches Panzermuseum, which is basically historical / museum photos of tanks, as Fluffy's Air Show is museum photos of aircraft. Now let's get into something a little bit different. So I'm going to fast forward just a bit here to something I felt you might want to see. Okay, so here's some video of me deliberately putting Der Brummbär into an up tier, and I had a mission as we snap a shot on that Soviet medium. And look at this cool guy. Look at this good guy Leopard. He takes a shot at the enemy, but he knows that I've set up for the kill here, and so he pulls away and lets me get the kill. What a cool guy. I hope nothing but good things happen for you, bud. That was really cool. And then I thanked him in the chat. That was great. So I had a mission here to get Step Spider twice. And that is where you destroy a vehicle of one or more battle rating higher than yours, and everything's quite a bit higher battle rating than my Brummbär in this match, and then win the battle. And therein, my friend, lies the rub, because the day before, oh no, my Leo buddy, you shall be avenged by the hammer of Grapthor. We got his track and his cannon barrel. He literally cannot kill us at this point, so we snug up and get all cozy here as we wait for the reload, and our second rank doesn't matter, I think. Something like that. So there's that. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know I rambled quite a bit on this one, but just God bless you all, and I'll try to be making as many videos as I can, but things are going to slow down on the channel during the summer, I think, just because I'm going to be more busy with other things. So if it takes 2 or 3 days, well, that's just how long it's going to take. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.